idea. I've been wanting to play here for a long time. But they wouldn't let me. I think it has something to do with Patty being too rowdy to spend the night. She's rowdy. All right, we're going to start with the first song I had ever written, and it was while we were down in Exuma, and I pretty much had just started playing guitar back then, not too long, and I was like, you know what, I need to try writing a song, and so this is about our first trip to Exuma, and everything in this song happened, right down to the guy who it says, we were loading the boat for a day on the water, and the guy had a nice watch. And I asked him for the time, and he had no idea because he was wearing a broken watch for like 3 months. But I was like, that is like the epitome of island time. So I had to write a song about it. And this is kind of what came out of it, from our adventures at the airport and delayed flights and everything that happened down there. So it's the first one, so I thought it'd be the best song to start off with. Passing through Nassau on my way to Wild Islands. My flight was on a delay. My blood pressure's up, I just can't wait to get there and to chill on the beach and go okay. I don't know why, but no one seems to hurry. They're moving like they just don't care. Watching the clock as it just keeps on ticking, and I feel like I'm going nowhere. I'm here in a place where the seasons don't change, and I bake in the warm sunshine. People are smiling and they're always glad to see you, 'cause they're living on island time. We were loading the boat for a day on the water. The deckhand was wearing a nice watch. Asking for the time, he said I couldn't tell you. That watch hasn't worked in 3 months. When the sun comes up, it's time to start drinking. I may even be drunk before noon. The time of day, it doesn't really matter. You can rally and howl at the moon. 'Cause I'm here in a place where the seasons don't change, and I bake in the warm sunshine. People are smiling and they're always glad to see you, 'cause they're living on island time. If you can lay in a hammock away from the panic of the life that you live every day. Beer here is cold and the music is hot, and the fish come fresh from the bay. But now I'm back home with the hustle and the bustle. My boss doesn't like me too much, 'cause I'm here in my cube with my new attitude. I'm taking my time with the drudge. I wanna be in a place where the seasons don't change, and I think in the warm sunshine. Where people are smiling and they're always glad to see you, 'cause they're living on island time. 'Cause they're living on island time. Thank you. Another thing about that song is I was like, I had bought a new mixer I started playing gigs, so I bought a mixer, and it came with some recording software. I forget what it was. It was a Mackie mixer, so I was like, I'm going to record this song. So I just set up a computer in the basement and recorded it. My buddy Marcus, who played in the Army band with Emily Randall, he came over. He goes, hey, let's he started laying all these guitar tracks on it, and then finally, Patty's nephew, who is great at doing sound and mixing. He actually learned from the lead singer of Seven Dust. That's a little different genre. But so he learned how to do recording tracks and stuff. So he says, "Give it to me. Give me the tracks, and I'll make it into something." And then fast forward a little bit, and we had a little MP3 that we just did in the basement. And then Andy Forsyth saw me playing outside Nats Park for a Margaritaville night one time. And he goes, "Do you have any CDs?" I said, "Well, I have an MP3. And he says, "Oh, give it to me." And so his sound engineer worked with her nephew, got a radio ready. And then that was the first song that I had played on the radio. And that was on Beachfront Radio with Andy Forsyth. And so he took it, doctored it up, and then it went out. And then Eric Babin was on his way down to Key West when I was talking to him. So he was in his RV heading down there, and he said, "We'll get it in the rotation." And so he ran with it, and Harry and a couple others. So that was my first song on the radio. And then after that, we ended up at Music on the Bay. I guess some of you have been there before, maybe. One or two of them. And then I ran into Daryl Clanton there. And Daryl goes, yeah, he says, I like your song. He goes, but now it's time for you to start doing more. So I started booking real studio time after that, and made a few more songs. So that's kind of how I got started in all of this. It was kind of an accident because I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. I know you guys.
That's part of a house time.
Well, I spent an entire winter going in and out of Afghanistan because of my work told me if I did all the Afghanistan stuff through the winter, that I would get this trip to Barbados, a work trip to Barbados, when I got back. So I go do all that. I come back, they cancel my Barbados trip. They just yanked the rug right out from under me. So I called Patty. I was like, we'd never been to a music on the Bay or anything. I said, "There's Music on the Bay coming up." I'm like, "Do you want to go down there? Instead of going to Barbados, let's go to Music on the Bay." And she booked out the tickets, got us registered, did the whole deal, managed to even get us a hotel room in the Godfrey from people that had canceled. And she's like a phenom when it comes to that kind of stuff. And that's why we ended up at Music on the Bay that year, where I met Daryl, and he introduced me to everybody, and everything kind of took off from there. So had I not had that Barbados trip canceled, all this may not have happened. And it's been such a great journey, and meeting all you guys. And I have more friends down here in Florida than I do in Virginia.
Everyone has more friends in Florida than
I'm like, we need to go to where our friends are. Eventually, I think we're going to probably at least spend part-time down here. Maybe be snowbirds. Virginia's great in the summer, but in the winter when it turns gray and brown and that's all you see for 6 months, that's not the good time. And I have a song about that coming up.
If you're going to be a snowbird, you need to get driving lessons for Florida, okay?
Or just close your eyes while you're driving.
It does get a little crazy. All right, I'm going to go ahead, with my full band, we do a lot of, Buffett covers. I won't call us a tribute band because we also cover Jim Asbell and the Boat Drums. So we're kind of a Buffett cover band. So I'm gonna play a bit of that for you because that's really when I did start picking up a guitar to learn to play. It was to learn to play one song. That was Margaritaville, and that was my start into music. And it's never too late to get started because I did not pick up a guitar and strum a chord until I was 45 years old. So I was a late bloomer. And I learned, a lot of musicians, they're in Nashville, they do all this, and they kind of find their way to trop rock. They're happy home in trop rock. I was kind of the opposite. I was a beach bum, volleyball playing, loved the music since I was a kid, who started playing music just to play this genre. So it was a little different journey getting here for me. But I'm going to play some Buffett for you right now. I know we play a lot of wineries up in Virginia. So this song, yeah, somebody knows a little bit. So I'm going to play a little for you winos. I see one up here now drinking some red. The ice cream man is a hillbilly friend. Got 78s by Hank Snow. He walks down the street, shuffling his feet to a rhythm that only he knows. And I've seen him in so many places. I saw him the night I was born. In Bourbon Street Bar, battered and torn. And though I know and I know the pain of streets singing like a door-to-door salesman knows the pain's bell ringing. It's a strange situation, wild occupation, living my life like a song. The coffee is strong at the Cafe du Monde. Donuts are too hot to touch, but just like a fool with no sweet goodies cool, I eat till I eat way too much. 'Cause I'm living on things that excite me, be they pastry or lobster or love. I'm just trying to get by, being quiet and shy, in a world full of pushing and shove. And oh, I know and I know, pain back busting like a farmer knows the pain of his pickup truck rusting. It's a strange situation, wild occupation, living my life like a song. Sweet senorita, won't you please come with me? Back to the islands, honey, back to the sea. Back to the only place that I wanna be. And oh, I know the joy of the ocean, like a boy knows the joy of his milkshake in motion. It's a strange situation, wild occupation, living my life like a song. Yes, it's a strange situation, wild occupation, living my life like a song. All right. The other thing about me is I never sang before. I picked up a guitar, and I didn't have any plans on doing it when I started playing guitar either. But my buddy Marcus kind of talked me into it. Let's go to an open mic, and Patty probably regrets that night because that was. I became obsessed after that. And just so you know, when you come to one of my shows, a lot of drinking is mandatory, and that's by me. But you guys can join me if you like. Because it gets real interesting. Right, Patty? I'm going to pick on Patty a lot today. Because she's sitting right there. But Trish, you're sitting right there. You might get picked on.
Yeah, pick on Trish today. Is it because I have the same name, Patricia?
Patricia, well, she's not a Patricia. She's a West Virginia girl.
Well, I grew up and everyone called me Patty.
But that's her full name. Her full legal name is Patty Jo. That is the West Virginia thing ever, isn't it? Yeah, so we got, but everybody calls her Patricia when they're mad at her. Of course, anybody ever? I was gonna, if anybody's ever been mad at it, it's like, how could you be mad at Patty? That's like yelling at a puppy. Has anybody heard of someone? I think his name was Jim Morris.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I always like to cover Jim Morris songs as well, and I made sure I talked to Sonny Jim. You know, Sonny Jim saw us play a couple of Jim Morris songs. I'm like, are we doing okay? Because I'm like, if we don't get the approval of Sonny Jim, I was like, I would never sing another Jim Morris song, and he said we did a good job. So I like to add Jim Morris into our set list, especially with a full band. He was 3 years out of college, damn good engineer. He worked all day, then he partied away. Things were happy on the old frontier. Had a plan for taking life easy, avoiding the kids and the wife. He drove all the women crazy. Those were the 3 best years of his life. Then the corporate boys, they called him, said we got a job to do. Got this problem up in North Dakota, and we need a man just like you. But the sound of the planes and the freezing rain hit him like a failed disease. He put a beer in his mouth, he took 95 south, and he headed for the Keys. It's just the sweetest he's ever tasted, laid back and he wasted. making some money on that old square grouper. Never had any doubt, and if it doesn't work out, well, that's just the way it goes. Got a job making margaritas in a little bar by the pier, till he finally made some connections with some big-time buccaneers. Now he spends some time in Cartagena, making plans for the haul. Might be dealing with bones, might be dangerous to some, but the old boy's having a ball. It's just the sweetest life he's ever tasted. Laid back and he wasted. He's got his toes in the sand. He's a tropical man. He's happy as hell and it shows. He's just living in a drunken stupor, making some money on that old square grouper. Never had any doubt, and if it doesn't work out, well, that's just the way it goes. Now his friends all worry about him, think he's throwing his future away. It's kind of hard being upwardly mobile when you're laying in the sun all day. And they called him up to convince him, tell him what it's all about. But on the phone he can never stop laughing. He's got the whole damn thing figured out. It's just the sweetest life he's ever tasted. Little laid back and he wasted. He's got his toes in the sand. He's a tropical man. He's happy as hell and it shows. He's just living in a drunken stupor, making some money on that old square grouper. He never had any doubt, and if it doesn't work out, well, that's just the way it goes. He never had any doubt, and if it doesn't work out, well, that's just the way it goes. And his songs are just so much fun. And we were down in Key West last year for Trot Rock and Duval. Yeah. And we were you at the Margaritaville for the Jim Morris show on Friday? We had a whole box of rubber chickens that we handed out, and then when we played Slice of the Island Life, there were so many chickens flying all over the restaurant. The manager came out. He goes, "I've never seen anything like that in my whole life in this place." But it was a whole.
Are you gonna do it again this year?
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta order the chickens, and hopefully people will bring their own chickens. But we always like to have plenty of chickens flying around the room, and that was absolutely insane that day in that restaurant. I was just happy I could be part of it because nobody was in their seats. Oh yeah. Are they? Oh, that's too funny. So we're gonna do it all over again this year and for Trot Rock and Duval, and it's taken off for kind of an event that's just kind of it's evolved and it's kind of done it on its own. It's nothing we've done. We haven't pushed, and it's there are some ticketed events down there, but if you go down, you don't have to buy a ticket to anything. Because how many venues do we have now, Patty? 30. 35, I think it's 30. Yeah, like 35 venues.
Everybody wants to be involved.
Yeah. And of course, my big show down there is going to be the Buffett Through the Years show, which actually sold out, a month ago. So, at the Key West Theater. So, we're real happy about that and looking forward to it. And then, I did meet somebody, I'm back to Music on the Bay, there's a lot of stories from me from Music on the Bay and people I met. Like I was in Bob Banerjee used to have people just come up to his room and hang out and play some tunes and bang on cardboard boxes and pretend they're drums and stuff like that. But there was a guy there named Fred Wonder. Some of you may have met him. Fred, who I think it's Wonder is his last name. But anyway, so I met him and Bob Banerjee one night, and I played this song that I had written called "Run to the South." I told you I had a song about living up north and kind of not wanting to live up north. This song is the one. And I played it, and Fred, now every time I'm somewhere where Fred is, this song has to be in the set list. Kind of like Plantains has to be in the set list wherever Dave Freeman is. But anyway, this is I wrote this a few years ago. I live up north and I'm sick of the winters, chopping wood for the fire, and I'm tired of the splinters. A friend of mine down south said, give me a call. So I jumped in the car and I pointed it south. Someone said, it's too hot. I said, shut your mouth. I'll never complain about the heat down in Florida. Run to the south when it starts to snow, to a place where it's warm and the palm trees grow. It's shorts and sandals all year round. My final destination is